I recorded well, I thought I recorded a little video and it looks like it was not recording. So what I have done here is, after our sky dried, I added a color to these two little mountains. And then when they dried, I added another color to this whole band of mountains. All right, and we're gonna work from the back to the front and progressively darken these as we go. But it seems nice to kind of just get everybody all one color to start with. And then what we're gonna do is, now that these mountains have dried, we're gonna come in and add a little bit more blue to the next set of mountains here, which I'm looking at. I'm looking like they're right here. And if you can do this, the nice way, one way is to sort of mix up a little blue for yourself in a little tray or a cup or something, and that way you have the same percentage of blue to water for this entire group of mountains here. So I'm gonna just kind of keep coming back. You can use a small brush to go across. I'm trying to use this is what, that 1/2 inch flat, right? 1/2 inch flat. Because I'm trying to make these mountains, yeah, should we say recognizable maybe? I'm not sure. But I'm gonna also, once I've got this section down, we're gonna let it dry, and then we'll come back in and we'll add a slightly darker segment to the next batch. And if you're feeling like there's too much of a gradation here between the first, two sets of mountains and this one, we can come in. We're going to add a little extra water to the bottom there. All right, and I'm going to quickly come through, kind of loosen it up a little bit, and then pick it up, move it around, and have the water disperse the color a little bit. So this takes some time. You gotta keep it all going in one direction for a while until you have this one bead of paint coming all the way down to the end of that. Now I can move it over. I can go down, or if I want, I can go in the other direction, and it will pull the color around. You also have to watch out to see if it's buckling, because that will have it dry unevenly. So sometimes what I do is almost, that's another nice reason to have them on these plastic cutting board or placemat. I can curl this actually and keep it from buckling, right? It's starting to buckle in this direction. So if I left it flat, I'd get sort of a banding of color on here, because I'm trying to have this dry evenly. I do not want that. So by curling it in the opposite direction, it's allowing the paint to go down to the bottom here, which is not a bad idea. Let's see, we can also try and dilute this a tiny bit more, right? It's still wet. So what I'm trying to do, right? The one thing I told you never to do, scrub. Don't scrub. Not scrubbing per se. I just added an extra little mountain there. I'm trying to get the horizontal lines out of it, right? I don't want it drying in a band, so I'm sort of changing the direction that I'm putting the paint on to see if that will work. This is another one where you're going to sit and watch it while it's drying. And if there is some banding, that's not necessarily horrible. It can look interesting as well. We'll see if this dries a little too dark compared to my mountain on the top. Well, it's always an experiment, right? We'll see what happens. Okay, so I'm just going to continually watch this as it's drying, and you certainly don't have to watch it with me. I will come back in a minute. That is how I did this section in the front here, right? It's blue all the way down underneath this darker blue. And we may even go in and add a little bit more to the clouds. But when you're trying to make a wash very even, it's good not to work on any other part of the painting at the same time, because you really want all your concentration going on here and how this is drying, okay? So, all right, we'll see you back here when this is dried again. Okay, good luck.